Hi everyone. In this lesson, we are going to begin section 2.7, Measures of the Spread of the Data. Up to this point, we have spent a lot of time talking about measures of center, such as the mean and the median. Measures of center tells us what is typical in a data set. They tell us where the middle of the data is located. But here is an important question. If two data sets have the same mean and the same median, does that mean the data sets are similar? The answer is not necessarily. Let's look at an example. Suppose three sections of a class take the same quiz. Section A has D scores. Section B has D scores. And section C has D scores. Let's compare these groups. First, let's look at the mean. For section A, the mean score is 5. For section B, the mean score is also 5. For section C, the mean score is also 5. All three groups have the same mean. Now, let's look at the median. For section A, the median is 5. For section B, the median is also 5. And for section C, the median is also 5. So all three groups have the same median as well. At first glance, these groups appear to be the same. But notice that they really aren't. In section A, every score is exactly 5. There's no variation at all. In section B, the scores are much more spread out. Some students score 0, while others score 10. In section C, the scores are fairly close to 5, but not identical. Even though all three groups have the same mean and the same median, they have very different amounts of variation. And that's exactly why we need measures of spread. Measures of spread tell us how much data values vary. In other words, they tell us how spread out the data are. Today, we are going to start with the simplest measure of spread called the range. The range measures the distance between the largest value and the smallest value in the dataset. The formula is the range equals the maximum value minus the minimum value. To find the range, we identify the largest value, identify the smallest value, and subtract. Let's look at example 1. We have this data set and we want to find the range. The largest value is 25 and the smallest value is 8. The range equals the maximum minus the minimum, so I take 25 minus 8. And that equals 17. So the range is 17. Notice that the range is very easy to calculate. We only need two numbers from the entire dataset. Now, there's one important limitation of the range. The range only uses two values, the smallest value and the largest value. It completely ignores all of the values in between. Because of that, the range doesn't always tell the whole story about how the data are distributed. Another issue is that the range can be strongly affected by outliers. So while the range is easy to calculate and gives us a quick measure of spread, it doesn't use all the information in the dataset. That's one reason we often prefer standard deviation, which uses every data value. And that's exactly what we'll begin discussing in the next video.